All right, welcome once again to the beatzillapdx official news break. This is your host, beatzillapdx, officially. And we are talking about Ilhan Omar. She is feeling some kind of way. She actually, Kevin McCarthy has now taken over in the House. And I guess not everybody is happy with some of the changes that he is making. One of the changes that he has recently made is removing uh, Ilhan Omar from her foreign relations duties on that committee. That's well within his right to do so because it is on him for having there or not if something goes awry. So I guess, he's taking that responsibility upon himself, uh, how, however that is supposed to end up looking. But with that being said, let's uh, let's hear from her because she's acting as if she's not on this committee, it's somehow going to be a threat to national security, and that part just sounds a little crazy. So let's hear from her herself.
In modern American history, the punishment of stripping a member of Congress of their committee assignments has been reserved for only the most egregious wrongdoings, those convicted or indicted on corruption, those who have engaged in bribery, sexual misconduct, encouraged violence, or other grave charges. I have served on the House Foreign Affairs Committee and the House Education and Labor Committee for the past 2 terms, committees that I have lived experience and expertise in. As a child who survived war, lived in a refugee camp, I would have never imagined that I would one day have the opportunity to serve on a subcommittee on Africa, global health, and global human rights. I would not have believed that I would one day not just serve as the first African-born member of Congress, but on a committee that oversees policies towards the continent. Kevin McCarthy's purely partisan move to strip us from our committee is not only a political stunt, but also a blow to the integrity of our democratic institution and threat to our national security. We are thankful to Leader Jeffries and House Democrats, and even some courageous Republicans for standing with us. If McCarthy wants to denigrate the integrity of the House and its committees, we will always stand up to these efforts. I am grateful for the confidence of my constituents and my colleagues have shown me to serve on these committees, and I look forward to continuing that work of building a more peaceful world.
Well, we have to be fair. So we have to also address the other elephant in the room, which is, not just McCarthy. We can expect what he is, but what do these types normally have problems with? There's something that is normally a consistent issue with these types, these McCarthy types. What is that particular issue? I think we might know. But first, before we do any of that, let's hear what the new Speaker of the House has to say.
I strongly support the notion that Democrats, as the Steering and Policy Committee has done this week, should be able to put forward its slate of committee assignments, which includes Representative Ilhan Omar for Foreign Affairs, and that should be accepted by House Republicans.
Well, it wasn't. Also, Adam Schiff, he's also out. So not just Ilhan Omar, but Adam Schiff as well. And so with that being said, here is McCarthy basically talking about his reasoning behind the shakeup.
What did Adam Schiff do as the chairman of the Intel Committee? What Adam Schiff did, use his power as a chairman and lie to the American public. Even the Inspector General said it. When Devin Nunes put out a memo, he said it was false. When we had a laptop, He used it before an election to be politics and say that it was false and said it was the Russians, when he knew different, when he knew the intel. If you talk to John Radcliffe, DNI, he came out ahead of time and says there's no intel to prove that, and he used his position as chairman, knowing he has information the rest of America does not, and lied to the American public. When a whistleblower came forward, he said he did not know the individual, even though his staff had met with him and set it up. So no, he does not have a right to sit on that. But I will not be like Democrats and play politics with these, where they removed Republicans from committees and all committees. So yes, he can serve on a committee, but he will not serve on intel because it goes to the national security of America. And I will always put them first, all right?
Well, now how does that one strike you? Now, what he mentioned is the Democrats do the exact same thing. So we're hearing a complaint one way, like the other side doesn't do it, and that's just hypocritical. But like I said, I'm also going to be fair. So I want to play. See, we see things when they are in our purview, and what we see is a assimilated Ilhan Omar every time that you see her on the screen and she's presented before you, representing our interest. And then she's talking about African born and whatnot. Yes, true indeed. I got that. Now notice, don't miss that either. She pointed out being African born. So she made a clarification of a separation between foundational Black Americans and herself right there. Why would she do that if it was not important for her to do? But without further ado, here is a older video, and they might want to, you know how they always do with us, they pull up things from the past, and there are some people online today who are putting these videos up and these clips, and it is only fair that I also share the clip. So here we go.
The thing that was interesting in the class was every time the professor said Al-Qaeda, he sort of like his shoulders went up, and you know,
yeah, he's in command here.
Al-Qaeda, you know, Hezbollah.
He's an expert.
I remember when I was in college, I took a terrorism class, and
is there a such thing?
Yeah, there was.
So you go. There is a lab for that.
There was a class that you.
Do you go to a lab?
No,
you go out a field trip.
We learned the ideology of.
I'm glad you do that.
And so it was the thing that was interesting in the class was every time the professor said Al-Qaeda, he sort of like his shoulders went up, and you know,
yeah, he's in command here.
Al-Qaeda, you know, Hezbollah.
He's an expert.
And it was, you know,
what's his name? What to put his name on the air?
Where
does he live?
Saying his name.
Yeah.
You probably get to see him on CNN.
Yeah, of course. I love those guys.
But you know, but it is that you don't say America with an intensity. You don't say England with an intensity. You know, you don't say the army with an intensity.
Qaeda.
But you say these names because you want that word to carry weight. You want it to leave something with
it has a cultural meaning, not just
exactly
meaning.
So it's you know it's said with a deeper voice, with so yes, it is.
But when a non-white commit a violence or misbehave, we condemn the whole culture. Mm-hmm. But when a white condemned, we just go to psychoanalysis that he didn't have a girlfriend when he was growing up. You know, because like he's not capable of committing violence because he's white.
Yeah. So that's an interesting point. When you have an individual inside of in a Western society that goes on and does commit like mass murder, we have mass shootings that happen constantly here. We investigate that person and what has driven them to commit that act. When an act is committed by these Muslim, you know, terrorists, what we investigate is that whole community. We investigate that whole faith. We investigate that whole society. And everyone is supposed to have some answer to why these people are doing this. When it is those individuals that people need to be investigating, it is their lives that needs to be under the microscope, not the lives of the rest of the community. Because I am not part of Al-Shabaab. I do not
I'm
participate.
totally surprised.
I do not participate
You are a
in
Shabab.
their.
You know, so it just makes me wonder that last part of that conversation. I think that's more or less people's problem. They're trying to draw attention to look at how giddy she is about mentioning Al Qaeda. Yeah, that probably isn't the worst thing that they are looking at in that particular clip. It might be talking about the psychotic nature of what is known to be the majority of mass shooters in America, which is the Anglo-Saxon. So, as our brother Torian Rain Reloaded often says and is coined, PC people. You know, so we know who's usually in like I said, down from the adults all the way to the kids like Ethan Crumley. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you have that. So that might be part of the get back at why Republicans, especially those right wingers, would not want her in there. And then you have a lot of the Democrats kind of softly playing it as well. Oh, well, you know, and then you put the black ones out there. What she needs is the assistance from that liberal white constituency out there in DC. They're kind of quiet. Those people are kind of quiet, with the exception of the other people who were also put out with her. So, you know, it's just kind of interesting. So, again, family, just let me know what you think about this particular story. McCarthy has gone ahead and set a few of these folks outside the door. And they're, you know, saying that it kind of looks like a threat to national security that they're not there anymore. So let me know what you feel about that down in the comments. And please like and share this broadcast. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, please do so at this moment. And also hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime this broadcast goes live or a video is uploaded like this one. So, you know, if you also want to support this channel, you can definitely do so by Cash App and by PayPal. Super chat or super thanks. All of those will be listed. And of course, super chat if you're watching this live. And then the super thanks is the heart button if you're looking for that. So thanks for all the support for the people who do support this broadcast channel. Thank you so much. Really, 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 really appreciate all of your support. It goes a long way. It goes back into the channel, and we are trying to do bigger and better things. So as this channel grows, the more we can do. So the more people we can reach with this particular message. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So y'all have a blessed day. Black first. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Stay alive. And you know, make sure you always, 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 always keep it black first. Shalom, y'all.